Good morning, everybody. Happy Wednesday. Today we're going to talk about the top 5 things that I hate about the Harley-Davidson Sport Glide. Alright, so before I start this list, I just want to let you guys know that if you saw my last video, I talked about the 5 things I love. So this is going to be the top 5 things I think Harley could have done better with this bike model. Alright, so number 1, can't tell it by my bike, but it's the stock exhaust. Stock exhausts on Harley-Davidsons are nowhere near loud enough as they need to be, or as loud as usually the typical Harley consumer likes. A lot of people like that loud rumble. You know, because of emissions and everything, Harley-Davidson has all their stock pipes usually pretty quiet. And the Sport Glide's no different. Now, some of you might be thinking that don't sound too bad. It didn't sound that bad, but not loud enough for me. I like the loud pipes thing. I went ahead and switched out my muffler for one from Tab Performance, and I just love it loads better. It's got that rumble I want. It's a better safety feature for me, I believe. Sounds better. Very happy with it now. Number 2 on my list is the stock fairing. The stock fairing, I gotta admit, was one of the things that made this bike look as good as it does stock. But as far as functionality, I thought that the fairing and the little windshield that was attached to it was awful. Now, as you can see, this isn't the stock fairing. This is one from Memphis Shades that I got. But the stock fairing, I'll give it a 9 out of 10 for looks, but I'm going to give it like a 4 out of 10 for functionality. The stock fairing only took the wind off probably till about up to my chest. This aftermarket one I got here, it takes it all the way up to my eye line. But they may not bother you, some of you. Some of you may like all the wind in your face and all the wind in your hair. I mean, this will give you some with this aftermarket fairing I've got here, but as far as the stock one goes, functionality, I just don't like it. I mean, as I talked about in the previous video, the bags come off of this bike real easy. Same thing with the stock fairing. Comes off in a matter of seconds. You can throw it on, take it off. Makes it look like you got 2 bikes in one. So, number 3 on this list is aftermarket support. When this bike was first released, the aftermarket support for it was next to nothing. It's continually starting to grow little by little, but it's still hard to find a lot of the things that you want that is available for other bikes in the Harley lineup. Like some of the air cleaners I've been looking at, some of them don't fit this bike. Like a lot of, especially with exhaust, it's slim pickings with this bike. Now I was waiting for Vance and Hines to release a slip-on for it because I don't want to go full system. I just wanted more sound because I'm really happy with the power on this bike. And still, you know, it's almost, first quarter's over of 2019 and there's still no slip-on for Vance and Hines. So, like I said before, I went with Tab. Luckily, they had something available for this bike. But no, little by little, the aftermarket is picking up. I think the bike is getting in popularity, and all the aftermarket companies are taking notice to that, and they're starting to release more and more parts. And Harley-Davidson's doing the same thing. They're starting to release more parts for this bike. So I think as the year goes on in 2019, especially, I think it's probably going to depend on how the bike sells. There's going to be a lot more support in the aftermarket for this bike. So number 4 on my list is the stock grips. Now this probably goes with every single Harley-Davidson that comes off the line. They all come in the same boring, unstylish looking grips. I mean, functionality, yeah, they work all right. But it's hard to find a Harley-Davidson that has stock grips on it. And I'm no exception. I swapped out these with a pair of grips from Avon Grips, and I really like them. But yeah, those grips were one of the first things to go on this bike. No style, functionality was fine, but you know, everybody's got their own flavor on how they like their bike to look, and I wanted to give it a little, I wanted to spruce it up a little. I got some grips here with a little bit of chrome accents on them to kind of go with the chrome that's on the bike. But some people like the stock grips, some people never change them out, but that's kind of far and few between. love the power in this bike. It's got some get up. So that's going to bring me to number 5 on my list. And that is the sewing machine sound that you hear in all the Milwaukee 8s. Now, I don't know if this has to do with all the, like, they doubled the valves in this, so there's 4 per head. So I don't know if that's what's causing this, what people are calling like a grandma sewing machine sound. I mean, honestly, it doesn't bother me too much, but a lot of people make a deal out of it, and then when you hear that from people, you're just like, oh, I hear what you're talking about, yeah. But I mean, this, like all the other things in my list, they're fixable. I mean, if you want to put cams in this thing, I heard that gets rid of the noise. You get a louder exhaust like I got, you don't notice it as much. Some people be like, is Granny hemming up a pair of jeans in the other room? No, nope, D-Cycle's, his Sport Glide's just out in the driveway running. But guys, I'm a very picky person, and those are the only things I could find about the Harley-Davidson Sport Glide that I think could have been done better, or I could say in some degree that I dislike. Overall though, like if you watch my top 5 things I love video, the pros heavily outweigh the cons with this motorcycle. This is a great machine. I love it. I can't wait to put tons more miles on it and review it even further down the road. No recalls, no problems with the engine. Haven't had to take it in for anything besides just routine maintenance one time. But I really love it. So let me know in the comments below what you think of my top 5 list. Is there a different top 5 list you may have about this motorcycle if you own it? Let me know. If you like this video, please hit that subscribe button. It helps out the channel tremendously. Please hit that like button and hit the bell icon when you subscribe. That way you know when I got new videos for your eyes and your ear holes. That's all I got for this one today, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. Be kind, take it sleazy, and I'll see you in the next video.